Okay, call to order the Princetown River Town Board meetings call to order at 7:04. Could, well, we got a little bit different, so we'll do it this way. Could you read the roll?
Sure, sorry about that. Councilmember Pavoldi.
Here.
Councilmember Jacuso.
Here.
Councilmember Gray.
Yeah.
Councilmember Mora. Yes. And Supervisor Esposito.
Present. Also present is our town attorney, Gerard Parisi, who made it all the way back from North Carolina just to come to our
Just for
meeting.
this weather, huh?
Want to see us at that, huh?
Yeah. How is it down there?
No, what you wanted is one. Better than
Okay. Could we all stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance? And
Yeah. And Lord, I thank you for this opportunity to meet and to do the town's business for the people of the town of Princetown. I ask you, Lord, to guide us in all the decisions we make tonight. In Jesus' name, amen.
we remain standing for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Privilege of the floor. At every scheduled town board meeting, the public shall have the right to address the town board during a portion of the meeting referred to as privilege of the floor. Members of the public should restrict their comments to items of town business. Although there is no official time constraint, speakers should be considerate of others so that all interested members of the public have an opportunity to be heard. There shall be one portion of the meeting dedicated to privilege of the floor. Near the beginning of each meeting, all remarks and questions shall be addressed to the board. No person shall enter into discussion with a person having the floor. Council members may address any comments during the portion of the meeting referred to as council members' comment. Privilege of the floor open up at 7:06. Since we only have two guests in our audience. Mr. Jones, do you have anything you'd like to say? No? Okay.
You know my beef already.
Okay. Greer, do you have anything?
Yes, my name is Greer Pomeroy, and I'm just wearing my mask because of my issues and because we've got the triple-demic going on. I'd like to report on the two presentations that happened in this month that we had been foretelling for you folks. It was great. I think the people who did the presentations were great. December 1st, Jamaica Lynn Seals and Ellen Shell came from the Albany Red Cross. And it was a nice team because Jamaica is a 24-year-old AmeriCorps employee of the Red Cross, and she had done the course that was sponsored by Mr. Santa over at Viaport in February. And she said there had been 8 people there, and we had 7 people, but she was happy with the smaller groups because it was a more vigorous discussion. And Jim Pavoldi really had a lot to contribute, and other people did too. It was great. The course, turns out, came from Homeland Security and New York State. So it's done by the Red Cross for New York State. The next presentation was December 6th, where we had negotiated with the technician for Schenectady County Soil and Water Conservation District, but he took a job with the state, so the director, Nick Klenzak, did the presentation for us. We had about 20 people, and there was, most of them were from Princetown, but there was a fellow from, I think, Niskayuna. And the people from Princetown explained to Mr. Klenzak that most of the farming in Princetown is hay. And Mr. Klemzak gave us the history of how the districts were founded by New York State in the 70s, and they're on a separate train track from the Department of Environmental Conservation. He stressed that they are not doing enforcement, they're doing support and coaching for farmers to get money from the state and so on for projects that preserve the environment, such as waterways. And I'll read a bit from the brochure just to make it clear, because I think it is hard to explain. Agricultural environmental management is a voluntary incentive-based program that helps farmers make common sense, cost-effective, and science-based decisions to meet business objectives while protecting and conserving New York State's natural resources. And the brochure says that over a third of all farms in the state participate in this program. And one of the attendees was saying, and you were there too, Mr. Grace, one of the attendees was saying that work had been done on his land decades ago and now it needed to be redone. So some people had already participated. Then,
That was Paula.
pardon?
Paul Asper.
Thank you. And Nick Klemzak actually got to a few numbers in the sense that he stated that a lot of these projects are 85% funded by the state and 15% funded by the farmer, but depending on the farmer's abilities and tools, like heavy equipment, the farmer may be able to do their whole 15% in labor.
But the whole thing he said was, you've got to have an engineer there and design it.
Yes,
And
yes,
you have to pay for it.
yes.
I'm not doing that. I dug ponds my whole life. Nobody's gonna come tell me how to dig a pond.
Yes, so thank you for pointing that out. The farmer could not get away without paying anything. They would have to pay for the engineer designed project.
I don't need somebody to tell me how to dig a pond. I've done since I was 12 years old.
Well, there seemed to be a lot of interest in the room, and that was good. So now that means that we've had 3 programs for the year, the Recycle Day and the Emergency Preparedness and the Agriculture and Environmental Management. And hopefully next year we can do some other educational programs.
Do you want to announce Recycle Day?
It's April 29th. Yeah.
Hey,
I'll make sure I get the newsletter out before that, the spring news. We only do one a year now.
Yeah,
Try to coordinate it with Recycle Day.
right.
Any others? Thank you, Drew. Any others? Okay, we'll close up privilege of the floor at 7:13. Okay. Department committee reports, I like this one, a lot bigger.
Make it easier to look.
Highway, do we have anything from?
No, so nothing's really going on.
Okay, I think they cut that tree down on Overlook too, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, water, this is from West Blessing. Let's see, November 2022, gallons pumped 1,599,600. Maximum daily use is 80,600, the minimum daily use is 21,400, daily average 53,300. We had the following water main breaks, leaks. permits is 11-2 and 11-3, repair piping on pressure reducing valves on Gifford Church Road. PRV pit and Rooter Drive booster pump pit, work performed by the water department, leaking pressure reducing valve in Rooter Drive booster pump pit, repaired by Ross Valve. Issues work done, finished staking valve box locations in preparation for winter. Fuel generators and Troy Solutions repaired the generator at the well house in Settles Hill. Continued work painting, piping in Darrell Road booster pump pit, respectively submitted. West Blessing. Any questions on Wes's report? Ben?
No.
Jim? No. Okay, I'd like to thank Wes Blessing and his team for all the hard work that they do, keeping the water system up and running. Okay, code enforcement, we have building inspector's report. Total permits 3, permits issued 3, permit inspection fees collected 2,823, building inspection 7, zoning review 1, fire inspection 0, final building inspections 3, certificates of occupancy compliance 1, bank deposit $2,823, check to supervisor $5,500, checkbook balance as of December 14, 2022, $33.24, activities and zoning 1, working on planning as needed, working on planning and zoning as needed, working on permit, final inspection as needed, reviewing plans as needed, Thomas Verini, building inspector. Any questions on his report? Ben?
No.
Jim?
No.
Cole? Okay. Dog control?
It's been quiet. Haven't had any calls over the past month. No complaints, no lost dogs. The person I had the incident with on Windy Hill Road regarding his dog that he wanted us to get rid of, he still has it. Been to a couple of EMS calls over there. He still has the dog, but it's in a better crate now to keep it caged up. But that's it.
Any questions? Cole? Jim?
No.
Ben? Thank you.
Okay.
Assessor, we don't have a report. Buildings and grounds, just at the, we've been having trouble with the furnace off and on for the last month. Eastern was here, he was here again today. They ran out of parts, they had the wrong parts, so they have to come back. They did some more work on it. They were here last week, last Friday, most of the day, probably about 4 hours. They'll be coming back again, probably beginning of next week again. They had to order more parts. Nothing's going on at the police department right now. We had a problem over here at the, our electrician had to replace the timers on the driveway coming in, and he replaced the timer on this, on the parking lot lights. That's been completed. We still have a problem out there. He was here again today. He's got to replace the timer. Apparently the new timers was not what we expected it to be. Stopped working right away, so he's going to have to replace that. Other than that, any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. You're up, Crystal.
Tax bills will be printed and mailed at the end of the month. It's my understanding the county's meeting is on the 19th, so we should have our warrant soon after that. My office is going to be open Monday through Wednesday from 9 to 4 to receive in-person payments, with the exception of Monday, January 2nd is New Year's Day observed this year, and Monday, January 16th for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Payments can also be mailed or deposited into our locked mailbox right outside. That's all I got.
Okay, thank you. Okay, public hearings, we have none. Resolutions, meeting minutes. It is hereby resolved the meeting minutes of November 1st, 2022, regular town board meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Patullo?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. General funds claims is hereby resolved, the town board approves claims number 205 through 230 in the amount of $24,295.87. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Councilman Patullo?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Okay. Water funds claim is hereby resolved, the town board approves claim number 146 through 171 in an amount of $19,036.69. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Patullo?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Trust and agency fund claims is hereby resolved, the town board approves claim number 18 through 19 in the amount of $6,400. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Patullo?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Highway work permit representative is hereby resolved, the town board appoints Supervisor Lou Esposito, the county representative, to sign the undertaking for the municipality's highway work permit. Discussion, by the way, we do this every year. It's required, so. Discussion,
I'll make it.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Patullo?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Election expenses. It is hereby resolved, the town board directs the Schenectady County Finance Department to levy Princetown share of the 2020 county elections expense on a county tax warrant. Discussion,
I'll make the motion.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Patullo?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Council members' comments and discussions, schedule of the organizational meeting, what day is good? It's gotta be done either the first or the second, it's supposed to be done first couple days of January. We can do it early on the first, or we can do it on the second, whatever day is available. I think everybody's off on the second, you're off on the second. There's no rush for one day, right? Is the second good for everybody?
That's fine.
Doug? Ben?
The second is what?
It's a Monday.
So New Year's is on the first.
Monday to the second?
What time would you like to do it? Early? We can do it 9, 10, 11? Pardon?
9 a.m. would be fine.
That works. I can do that.
9 good, Jim?
Yeah.
Earlier than
Mhm.
that.
That good?
I'm good with
9
that.
a.m. on the second then.
January
Is that good?
2nd, 9 a.m.
Yes.
You sure?
Remind me.
I will. I'll put a reminder on my phone to do that.
That's done. Do we need a resolution for that?
You didn't last year,
My
but
secretary.
yes, there will be a public notice.
We don't do that. We don't need a resolution.
I'll make a motion that we meet on Monday, January 2nd at 9 a.m. for our organizational meeting as required by law.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Okay, Councilman Patullo?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. Okay, council members' comments? Doug, you got anything?
No.
I'm good.
Ben?
So Jim and I were talking about the Spectrum bill being like $600 or higher.
It's ridiculous. It seems kind of high to me.
What?
Spectrum for our phones.
Phone and internet, we
Yeah,
were
it
just
is.
talking about that.
Yeah. So Crystal had said Verizon's in the area now. So a couple years ago, I called Verizon, but they didn't have good internet coming through this area. So I think I'll call them again and see if it's a better price than
Is that,
We're paying now.
what is it called, files?
Bios.
Files?
You know, unless Spectrum can do something for us, but I mean, every month we sign these bills and they're $650. It seems like a lot
That's
for
for fun, isn't
what
it?
we get,
It is a lot.
especially when they advertise with how cheap it is for commercial, and business rates, but
Did you want to handle that, Ben?
Yeah,
You get a hold of, you want to talk to Spectrum too?
yeah.
Spectrum may be able, if we complain about it, they may be able to do something. Just 650 seems like a lot.
I know if you do make a complaint to them, we usually end up,
My Spectrum is $238.
Yeah, but that includes cable TV. We don't have cable
Right?
here.
Your TV and phone? It's like internet,
Yes.
it's not internet.
What they said they were gonna give me a $30 rebate.
you're gonna need the account number then, right?
Do we need all 10 phones? I mean,
That's
Probably.
okay. If we need them, we need them. So.
it's just,
They usually come
Is there a
around.
phone in every room? I know there's one here,
But I
there's.
wasn't even counting like the boardroom, I don't think any of those are active. I was just counting ones that I know are being used, or there's 10 of them.
yeah, I'll look into
Files
it.
isn't in the area now, isn't it?
Yeah, when I called a couple of years ago.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, so they said they would call me if it ever came through.
I know, you asked about it a while back too. but
Yeah,
now
I've got
it's
it
in the
now.
area.
They ran it down Gifford Church. I don't know if they came down 7 yet or not.
I'll find out.
Okay, thank you. You got anything else, Ben?
That's it.
And I'm sure everybody knows by now, we had 2 Princetown residents recently murdered violently in their homes. It was a horrific incident, one that it's hard to believe can happen in a little town like this, but unfortunately, it's happening all over the country. We were all horrified by that event. It was very tragic. The couple used to come down to the golf course every Friday night for dinner and cocktails. They were a lovely couple, I understand. I didn't know them personally, but I would like to take just a moment of silence for them. And I'm just so sorry that it happened in the town of Princetown. Thank you so much.
It certainly was a tragedy, that's for sure.
They were personal friends of mine. And I went to school with the uncle. He got killed in Vietnam.
Yeah, Marty Cribbs. Okay, you got anything, Nicole? Okay, at the last town board meeting, we had just a couple comments about that. We had a lot of residents from Rotterdam in here wanting us to get involved in Rotterdam's politics or their business. And after giving it a lot of thought, we really don't have anything to say what goes on in Princetown, or excuse me, in Rotterdam. We certainly wouldn't want them interfering in our business, and I don't think we should be interfering in their business. They're having a meeting tomorrow night. They're going to put it on hold for a year, apparently, these solar projects. I do have to say that they do have a solar law in effect, as we do. We did what we were supposed to do. Our comprehensive plan said that they wanted to keep our town as rural as possible. We did that. In our town, we made it so that you had to have at least 100 acres before you could put up a solar farm, or factory is what I call them. I don't call them farms. But we made it 100 acres, and we also have a host agreement that has to be negotiated with the town. So far, to this date, we had one solar company that was approved 3 years ago. To this date, nothing has happened. They haven't even put one solar panel up yet. We just approved the other one, with a host agreement, and that's a very small one. That was on over 100 acres of land, and it's really a landlocked piece of property. And who knows if that one's ever gonna come to pass, but I know in Rotterdam, they've been putting these up. They had one on Burdick Street, which is a small one across from Larner's, and they have one on 890. So they were spreading them all out, but they're gonna try to put it on hold for a year because of that large one that they have going into effect over on in Pattersonville. But as I said, we really don't have anything to say what goes on in Rotterdam. And I'm glad that I had no intentions of attending their meeting tomorrow night. And I wish them all the luck. Let them amend their local law if they can. And if they can't, they're gonna have to deal with it. It's got nothing to do with our town. I didn't get one complaint. I don't think we had one complaint from anybody that was gonna be seeing it. Did we get any calls, Crystal? Nobody has. I don't think anybody in Princetown really cares too much about what's going on down there. I can say this, 67% of the people in this state voted for that Proposition 1, which had to do with clean water, and if you look down through it, it had all to do with solar projects and windmills and what have you. Apparently, 62% of the people in Schenectady County voted for this. People in Princetown voted for this proposition. So I don't know what to tell people when they say over here that you want to stop this stuff. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that we did what we had to do to protect our town and keep it rural as possible. You know, that's what our comprehensive plan said. That's what everybody in the town wanted, and we did what we had to do to protect ourselves. So it's going to be up to Rotterdam to do what they want to do, but we're not going to be getting involved with that, and I don't think we should be. Does that you?
No, the only thing I would recommend that Rotterdam look into doing something similar to what we did. And I can't emphasize how important it was, what we did, making it a 100-acre minimum. Because without that parameter, towns and villages will look like carnivals with these things. If you could put them on a 4 or 5 acre, 6 acre, 10 acre plot. So I would recommend that Rotterdam, that's the only thing I would suggest for them, is make sure that they put it on only very large lots. Otherwise, you can dot these things all over, and we didn't want that here in the town of Princetown.
Well, that's the only thing I had to say about that, and I don't think we should have been involved in it. I wouldn't want them coming to us and telling us how to run our town. So, I don't know, do you agree with that, Doug?
Yep.
Nicole? I know Ben just said he did, and Jim. So, wish them a lot of luck. They can, they'll have to deal with it, but they've already had small plots going in, like I said, on 890 and across from Larner's pit over there, they got that. That's certainly a small. I don't know how many acres is there. It can't be many, though.
No, there's only about 30.
How many?
30 maybe.
There you
If
go.
that. I don't think there's 30.
Yeah, I don't think there is either, but.
I dug that thing out. It was supposed to be wetland.
Yeah. So.
But part of it is federal government too.
So they're gonna put a moratorium on, I guess, tomorrow night. Wish them a lot of luck with it. I don't know how it will work out. Like I said, I don't think we should be involved in their business no more than we want them involved in what's going on in our town, so. Anyway, that's all I have.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Pavolli?
Yes.
Councilman Jack
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Councilwoman Mora? Yes. Supervisor Esposito?
Yes.